What is up, guys, and welcome to another edition of Market Marauders, beating the market one trade at a time. If you're Market Marauders investment channel, helps you find the best deals in the market. That's something you're interested in. Make sure that thumbs up definitely helps the YouTube algorithm promote the videos. All right, so I'll be going over my Webull option picks for the week. So let's jump into it. Hope everybody was safe this week with all the winter storms and stuff going on. I know it's been a crazy, hectic week weather-wise. I know a lot of people are without power, so prayers going to those people who are still without power or who have been basically struggling this week overall. So first off, go over the first pick. That is for NVIDIA. So ticker sign NVDA. So they had a week high of $614.90, and in the week at $597.06. Then went down 21 cents after hours and at 596.85. They are bullish. Moving average 10 is above 50 and 100, and VWAP is above moving average 10. So bullish on my indicators. So the indicators that I use are the moving average 10, 50, and 100, and VWAP 14, which can be found on this indicator tab right here. Also, I'm using the 30-minute chart interval, so if you want to follow along, those are what I'm using to set up this chart. All right, so some background on them. They do have earnings coming up, so their earnings is going to be on the 24th. So next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern time. I think NVIDIA is going to have a really good earnings, in my personal opinion. Um, you know, with just the growth of their product line as well as Bitcoin and Dogecoin and other cryptocurrencies ramping up. NVIDIA sells a lot of the actual, equipment that people use to mine Bitcoin or mine Ethereum, and I think a lot of people are getting into that. I see a lot of companies getting into that. So, I think their products are going to be flying off the shelf as this demand has started to build up since around, I guess, about the end of December. I'd have to say around the end of December, Bitcoin kind of just began to shoot up, and it's been shooting up ever since. People like Elon Musk been talking about it. A lot of different financial institutions are talking about it. Just a large amount of people in general are talking about cryptocurrencies, and I think more people are going to get into mining this time around than they did last time around. And Nvidia will definitely be a key player into that with some of the products in their product line. So with that being said, going into the options side, now bear in mind this is from the perspective of Webull. So if you'd like to sign up for Webull and get 2 free stocks when you deposit $100 or more, I have a link down below where you can do so. I'm going to be using the time frame of April 1st. So April 1st is going to be a time frame I'm going to try to use for all of these. And I think a price target, let me go to all on here. So this is the expiration date on here, which is going to be the 1st of April, 2021. And then if we scroll down, I think between 605 to this 597 expiration or strike price is going to be a good level. So you 605 to 597. 0.5, I think it's going to be a good level in my personal opinion. So you're looking to pay between $3,330 per option to $3,665 per option. So not really on the cheap side, but I think Nvidia will definitely be able to benefit from the rapid rise of Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining going into 2021. All right, so next one on here, we have ticker sign SQ for Square. Now they did have a week high of $283.19. Overall, still bullish in the name though. Moving average 10 is above 50 and 100, and VWAP is slightly below moving average 10, so positive on one indicator, negative on the VWAP indicator. Going to be looking to see that VWAP potentially cross back in front of the moving average 10. If not, probably going to be some more oscillation between this level right here, which is the 280 level, to about down to the 273 level. So 273, 72 level, probably going to be some oscillation between there if this VWAP cannot jump back in front of this moving average 10. Overall positive on the name though. They did end at 276.59. After hours went up $2.22 to end at 278.79. So overall positive movement from them despite this VWAP kind of lagging. So Square does have earnings coming up as well. So their earnings is going to be on the 23rd. So yeah, definitely going to be interesting on that metric. It's going to be at 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern time. So yeah, definitely make sure you tune into that. It's going to be on the same thing, square.com/invest. So you can click on this link to go listen to it. And it's free for the general public. You know, you just have to go on here and listen to it. But it have a link. You just Google press releases Square, and that's how I found this. So just make sure you check that out. A lot of good information comes from that. Now they will release the press release. That comes afterwards. We'll just give the financial information, but they're not going to release the questions that people ask during the actual presentation. So just bear that in mind. During the presentation, there are people who will ask questions, and it will not be produced in the press release. So just bear that in mind when looking at it. Now, with that being said, going into the option side, we're going to type in ticker sign SQ for Square. We're going to do the April 1st expiration as well. And I think, in my personal opinion, it can get up to around this 290 level. So I think 290 is kind of a realistic level by April 1st, which is the expiration date. So you're looking to pay between $1,680 per contract to $2,170 per contract. So a little bit cheaper than the previous one for NVIDIA, but I think overall this is kind of a realistic metric that I'm looking at. All right, so bear in mind, this is not financial advice. This is for educational purposes. So just bear that in mind. This is just for educational purposes. These are just plays that I am currently looking at. So going into the next one, we have ticker sign DKNG for DraftKings. Another name that I kind of think has gone up below the radar for a lot of people, but definitely have been a pretty reputable company. You know, they definitely benefited from the pandemic with people locked down and then sports starting to ramp back up. They definitely benefited from that as well. Now they had a week high of, let's scroll back some because week high of $64.71. But then ended the week at $60.91. Then went up 86 cents after hours, so at 61.77. Overall, the name is still bullish. Moving average 10 is above 50 and 100, which is purple and yellow line. VWAP is below moving average 10, so maybe some more oscillation again. I would say probably between the 623 level to where this candlestick is to the 61.78. So it may bounce between that oscillatory range if this VWAP remains stagnant. If it goes back above, then it will have to test the 61.83 level. Now, they do have earnings coming up as well. The earnings is going to be on the 26th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure you guys check that out. Seems like they're doing a lot of different movement in the company. So it says they announced DraftKings names Jennifer um, Aguirre as a chief compliance officer. So they have a new CCO. And then DraftKings and NFL expand exclusive daily fantasy partnership to Canada. They announced Matt Kalsh, hope I'm saying that right, as participating in the upcoming virtual event. So they have a lot of things going on with the company overall. These press releases aren't too far away from each other. So, you know, pretty much weekly or bi-weekly updates from the company, and with the new CCO, you know, that's kind of a big management move in general. So I'm interested to see their projection of what they're going to be doing going into 2021 with this Q4 earnings call. With that being said, going into the option side of DraftKings, we have ticker sign DKNG. We're going to go with the April 1st expiration as well, if it'll load up here. So we'll go to April 1st, stay consistent with the other ones. I try to do my contracts about a month out, or at least a month out. But, you know, you can do whichever one you want. Some people do weekly. That's just on them. For me personally, when I'm looking at options, I try to do at least a month out. It's just personal preference. So I do have a strike of, strike price of $65. So I think 65 is a pretty realistic range. So you go in between 65 to the $61 range. They're going to pay between $520 per option to $375 per option. So that's just at the time of this video. Also, bear in mind, this is when the market is closed. So the market's not currently open. So these prices will change based on that. Next, we're going to go into ticker sign HYLN for HYLN Holdings Corporation. Now, they are an EV, I think it's Class 8 truck manufacturer. So definitely, you know, in that sort of EV renewable energy niche, but not really EV per se, because they're using hydrogen and diesel for their trucks, but definitely kind of along the lines of that region. Now they are bearish. Moving average 10 is below moving average 100 or moving average 50, so they are bearish on that metric. But overall, still going to be looking at them as a stock in general. Now, they will have to go back up and test this 1889 level, which is the moving average 100, in order for them to get a bullish movement upward, in my opinion. But overall, VWAP is above moving average 10, so I feel like they could do that here pretty soon. They did end the week at $8.13, so they had a 13-cent rally after hours. So that's a pretty good metric for them, in my personal opinion. So going to be looking to see how that performs as time goes on. Next, going into some background on them. This is just some of the press releases that they have, or some of the things that they were mentioned in. It says HYLN introduces next generation battery module to improve performance and efficiency. They're going to be having an earnings on the 23rd. Named as industry veteran Matthew Lewis as Senior Vice President of Marketing. Then it says appoint Sherry Baker as Chief Financial Officer. So they just got a new CFO and a new VP. So those are pretty big moves, in my opinion, for the company. And they named electrification leader Bobby Shireen as Senior VP of Sales and Supply Chain. So overall, they're doing a lot of administrative moves, and they did those all to end the year. So going into February 2021, they have these new leaders in position. So I'm interested to see, what their goal or what their plan is for the company moving forward, which will all be during this fourth quarter 2020 financial results. So definitely going to be interested to see how that performs. You can take a screenshot of this and get the information, but it will be during Tuesday, so next Tuesday the 23rd at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Central Time on Wednesday the 24th. So it's going to be Wednesday the 24th, not Tuesday. So yeah, it says the call and webcast at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday. So Q4 2020 results conference call. And then it has the link on here where you can click on and then watch it. So with that being said, going into the option side for HYLN, HYLN, we're going to stick with the April 1st date. And so then we're going to go on here for, I have a $20 expiration or $20 strike price factored in. So I'm going to say between this $18.50 to $20 range is going to be a more realistic range. You're looking to pay between $267 per contract to $264 per contract. So pretty tight on the actual price of this, so it's not really that much of a difference on here. And also bear in mind, I have gone, down to some of these and gone way out of the money. So you don't have to always buy so close into the money, in my personal opinion. But some of these I can afford, some of these I can't afford. So, if I can afford a cheaper one and I think it'll realistically get to that, then I'll get a cheaper option. But with that being said, we're going to jump to the last one, which is ticker sign ABNB for Airbnb. So Airbnb just IPO'd this the end of 2020. So they're fairly new to the exchange. They had a week high of $219.94. Ended today at 201.07. And then went up 83 cents after hours to end at $201.90. Overall, in the name, they're still bearish though. Moving average 10 is below 50 and 100, but VWAP is above moving average 10. Maybe some more oscillation between this level if this VWAP does not go back up. So the oscillation, I would say, will probably be between this 205.28 level to this 192.17 level. So probably oscillatory range between these metrics if this VWAP does not change. But anyway, background on them, they're going to have earnings as well. It's going to be on the 25th, which I think is going to be a very important earnings for them. It's going to be the first earnings as a publicly traded company. So I think it will give good direction and insight on, whether it's a good investment or not a good investment for a lot of people. I feel like those who stayed out of the IPO and didn't buy in were kind of waiting to see financially how the company is doing or how they are projecting to do moving forward. And I think a lot of people may jump in if the earnings is really good. So a very important earnings coming up for Airbnb. So going into the background for options on them, we're going to type in ABNB. And then we're going to try to stick with this April 1st time frame as well for the expiration. For strike price, I have it at 220, so I think you can realistically get to 220. My personal opinion. So you're looking to pay between $1,400 to $1,010 per contract. So that's this range right here, and that is to buy a call, which is this bid side right here. So if you'd like to sign up for Webull and get 2 free stocks when you deposit $100 or more, I have the link down below where you can do so. And then also you will have to sign up for options, so you won't immediately get put into options. You will have to sign up, so just bear that in mind if you do download it. If you just like to look at charts, you can just go to Webull.com, and then you can look at the charts, and you can make the layout just like this. My indicators on here are the moving average 10, 50, 100, and VWAP 14, which are all located on this indicator tab. I just changed the colors of them. I'm also using the 30-minute chart. If you'd like to make a chart just like this to follow along, that you can do that as well. Well, make sure you drop a comment down below. Tell me which stocks you guys are looking at for this continuation of earnings week. Still a lot of earnings coming out this week. I think there are going to be some more coming out next week as well. So we're still kind of in the thick of it for earnings week. A lot of the big names have already gone and given their prices, but overall, still a lot of other earnings coming out, which are these that are going to be for next week. But drop a comment down below. Tell me which stocks you guys are looking at, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.